Now let's learn about the concept of daemon and user threads. On the basis of surface of execution, threads can be of two types, daemon threads or user threads. Daemon threads usually run in the background, wherein user threads are the active threads. So when a Java program starts, the main thread starts running immediately. We can start children threads from the main thread. The main thread is the last thread to finish its execution under normal circumstances because it has to perform various shutdown operations. Daemon threads are intended to be helper threads which can run in the background and are of low priority. For example, garbage collection thread. Daemon threads are terminated by the JVM when all other user threads are terminated or they are done with their execution. So under the normal circumstances, user threads are allowed to be terminated once they are done with their execution. However, the daemon threads are shut down by JVM once all the other threads are done executing. Now let's have a quick code demo for the concept of daemon threads and user threads. So let's create this class called as daemon user thread demo, and first of all we will create the main method. Now let's create two threads. First is daemon helper implements runnable. Let's override the run method. The second thread is user thread helper implements runnable. Let's override the run method. Now let's write the code which needs to be executed by the daemon thread. Let's have a counter variable, start with 0, and while count is less than 500, do a thread.sleep and then do a count plus plus. Finally, print this message which is daemon helper running. The sleep will expect us to pass certain time. Let's give the time for 1000 milliseconds, and the sleep method throws an interrupted exception. So let's surround this with try catch. For the user thread method, let's have a sleep timer for, let's say, 5000 milliseconds, and let's surround this with try catch. Then print this message user thread done with execution. Now let's create these threads in the main thread. So first we start with the daemon thread. Let's call this as a background thread, that is busy thread. So new thread, new daemon helper. For the user helper, maybe we can call this as user thread, new thread, new user helper. By default, any thread is not a daemon thread. The way to make a normal thread as a daemon thread is by calling .setDaemon method. So let's do that. Busy thread .setDaemon and true. Finally, we will start these two threads. So busy thread.start and user thread.start. Now let's run this program. So here is what happens. The user thread has a sleep timer of 5 seconds. So as long as the thread was started, it got assigned to the CPU, and once it was assigned to the CPU, it went into a sleep stage, and then the daemon thread was assigned the CPU. And during that time, there was no thread which was contesting for the CPU, so the daemon thread kept on running in the background. So it ran for 4 seconds. So remember, we had the sleep timer for 1000 milliseconds. So after every second, this was running and printing the message daemon helper running. As soon as the 5 second got completed, this thread came back into existence and it printed user thread done with execution. And once this happened, then the user thread helper got concluded. It got finished with its execution, and now what JVM sees is that there is no other thread which needs to be executed. So by this time, all the user threads, which is basically just this thread, is done with its execution, and now it's time to shut down the JVM. And that is where, even though this daemon thread was not completed, because in the normal case of operation, it could have ran till the count was less than 500, which was certainly not the case because it ran just for 4 times, but still it was terminated because the user thread was terminated. So this is what we learned from this particular demo, that user threads are given the priority, daemon threads run in the background, and once all the user threads are concluded, the JVM shuts down the main thread, and along with that, the daemon thread is also forced to be shut down.